Ron Jeremy. Now, this is funny. This is funny, okay? So, listen, I have to pull up the article for the simple fact that it's just so much, okay? Now, it's not funny considering the allegations that have been made about him, okay? And I have a few questions myself concerning the allegations because I'm just trying to figure out, like, how, you know? Ron Jeremy has been in the porn industry for over 30 plus years, okay? Now, he dodges 300 years in prison after being found unfit to stand trial, okay? Now, and a judge has committed porn star Ron Jeremy to a mental hospital, deeming him unfit to stand trial in his case, even though it's not a mental illness, it's actually a degenerative issue. So I'm trying to figure out why they even put him in a mental hospital to begin with. It seems like he should have been sent to hospice, okay? Deeming him unfit to stand trial in his case. Now, you see why we can't talk about this stuff on YouTube? It would immediately got shadow banned, okay? The 69-year-old has been in custody since 2020. When did he do that interview with Soft White Underbelly? Can you tell me? You said it was 3 years ago?
January 2nd, 2020. Between January 2nd, 2020 and
2021.
December.
Okay.
Between the 19th to 19th of December 2019 to January.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure, because we just saw an interview that he did in 2020 concerning his years in being in the porn industry, okay, and a heavy hitter in the porn industry. And now, 3 years later, he's got such a degenerative form of dementia that they're sending him to a mental hospital and not hospice, okay? And so he was accused of multiple women over a 23-year span. So for those of y'all that say they don't charge white people, can you bring R. Kelly and Elvis Presley under this picture? Because we're going to move right into that, too, because I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, why R. Kelly ain't fired his lawyers yet. But we'll talk about him in a minute, though. It's just appalling because a lot of people, you know, what happens is in the urban community, a lot of urban media outlets do not report on a lot of the things that is going down in white media. And I'm going to change that. Okay. Especially on my platform. All right. Now, what happens is on YouTube, they stop us, especially in black media, from putting this out and making it bigger than what it is. So they only want, if CNN and Fox and them and all those other sites get it, great. They don't shadow ban them, okay? But when it's coming from black people, they don't want us reporting on this, or they don't allow our videos to reach a mass audience because of the nature. But I'm just like, but y'all are allowing other platforms to talk about this. But it just hit different when it's coming from us, okay? And that's why we instantly think that, well, why y'all ain't highlighting white media? It's because they don't allow us to, okay? And so the victims range from age 15 to 51 and are all told a similar tale of Jeremy luring them into bathrooms and other small places where he'd attack them. However, some of the assaults were more brazen, happening even in front of witnesses. He pled not guilty on all charges, and his attorney, Stuart Goldfarb, who R. Kelly needs to hire because he truly got a mental illness, not this one, okay, was confident from day one that Jerry would be vindicated of all charges. In an email to the Associated Press last month, his lawyer said with the additional discovery he'd recently obtained that he was sure that a not guilty verdict would be secured, okay? But however, last month, Superior Court Judge Ronald Harris ruled that he would not allow the case to play out in court. And I'm going to tell you about that. There's a reason. Ruling Jeremy incompetent to stand trial. But like I said, dementia, That takes time for it to progress. It just don't, you just don't get dementia and go, psh. That takes years of progression. And the interview that he did with Soft White Underbelly in 2020, that ain't had no goddamn dementia. This ain't had no dementia. He didn't even have the start of the dementia. He was so articulate. It was crazy. So I said, this man went into court and played crazy and didn't get sent to an actual hospital to care for Alzheimer's, or dementia patients. He got sent to a mental hospital, okay, the crazy house. Now, also, the decision came after several tests run while Jeremy was behind bars confirmed that he was suffering from dementia. I don't remember. Say that again. I can't remember. Yeah. I guarantee you he gonna be playing chess in that mental hospital. Watch what I tell you. Psychiatric evaluations began last March, halting the trial weeks before it was initially scheduled. And during the January 17th court hearing, Judge Harris stated that Jeremy's mental health would most likely not be restorable. The embattled adult actor and sex toy line created faced over 300 years in prison if convicted of all 33 counts of and sexual misconduct. Several, and they went back. So for, and we're going to talk about R. Kelly and this little comment that he made and his lawyers made, okay? And people coming at Bill Cosby, they went back on this, okay? But he just used their system against them and probably some receipts too that he had on a lot of people. And several notable names within the adult film industry, including Leanne Young, who went by alias Billy Brent, claimed Jeremy violated them. She says at a party on Sunset Strip in 2000, Jeremy her inside of a packed nightclub in front of several onlookers. And ain't nobody called the police at all when she was getting in front of a crowd of people. But you know why I think they sent him to the crazy house. You have to understand this man, just like how powerful Hugh Hefner was, and Hugh Hefner had every media correspondent, Fed agent, anybody of influence, just like Jeffrey Epstein, going up in that Playboy mansion getting topped off. If you don't think for 1 minute that this didn't have federal agents, goddamn politicians, and just affluent people getting topped off by these whores in the porn industry, they weren't when they was on set, but when they went out with him, they got. So you have to understand it's deeper than that, and they're going way back. So in order to keep a lot of shit that was going to come out during the trial out of court, they had to think fast. Because that shit was going to come out. Now it's sealed because he's incompetent to stand trial because he just played dementia. And I looked at the interview. I said, this ain't dementia. I know motherfuckers with dementia, and this shit take a long time. It don't progress like that. It don't. Especially you ain't got no sugar and shit in your diet. The jail diet is pure. And look at his face. Look how he looking like he done beat the system because he know that once this trial is underway, names was going to be thrown that y'all watch, respect, look up when I tell you hell is a burning. They wanted to make sure this was put away and deemed incompetent mentally. So anything that he says from this forward on, y'all won't believe him because he got dementia. Perfect. So congratulations to Amir Reap and Jahsen went, okay? They did exactly what I said Michael Irvin needed to do the other night, and what men are gonna have to do in the future in order to protect themselves and their careers, okay? Because they if they didn't have that video evidence, the iPhone evidence, okay, of the white woman whom they met on Snapchat after they were two freshly drafted football players, okay? Is it OSC? Let me see. Let me make sure I got the right team. I think it's OSC. Yep, Ohio State University, all right? All right? Were charged, both of these men in 2020, with raping a white woman that they met on Snapchat, okay? And so she agreed to come over, all right? And when she agreed to come over to their apartment, they had her record herself and say, "Did you have consensual sex with me?" And she said, "I did. Yes, of course. Why would I not? You guys are great, you know? And then when she got home, she felt bad and told her dad, I did something that I shouldn't have did. I have two big black football players and I'm feeling a bit sore today. Like they're both running backs. And I wish I could take it back. And so dad advised her, oh, you let two come. What if you're pregnant? Oh, hell no. So he talked his daughter into going down there to the police department and telling them that these two black men, his daughter, okay? But what he didn't know was that they had did what the coach told him to do, because the coach was used to these types of situations here. And so they were both acquitted of the kidnapping allegations Thursday morning in Franklin County, okay, after a jury trial. The trial lasted only 3 days, okay? 3 days for two people, because they knew that it was bullshit, okay? And daddy just wasn't happy that two got to lay sperm in his daughter, his precious little daughter, okay? And found not guilty on all charges. But what's interesting is that they were asked about the video that they submitted as evidence to prove that they did not her, and that they asked her for consent. And did she consent before and after? And she said yes, only to go tell her daddy that she regretted being, them coming on her in her face and in her, and and now she got to go to school and probably think about who they're going to tell. So she's going to try to get in front of the story before it gets out and say that they her, and her little ass got they're free. And so what they're going to do is they're probably going to file a lawsuit against the school, because even though they were still able to attend school, they were both dropped from the scholarship programs because they were both defensive linebackers for OSC, okay? And being that they did listen to their coaches and they were still fighting for their life, but the school couldn't necessarily have them on a team and being charged for such a heinous crime at the same time. So they couldn't represent their team in football, but they still allowed them to go to school, but held their degrees, even though they're almost finished, okay, with their degrees until after they were acquitted from the charges, which means they could have did all that schooling, and would have became guilty. They wouldn't have gave them the degree that they rightfully owned, okay, earned even during the time that they were going to school, which means they still were able to focus and go to school despite them possibly going to lose their freedom to a white woman in Ohio, okay? And so you just got to be careful out here. And I'm going to have my son, he going to have the camera on the entire experience. Like, what you recording for? And don't even worry about that. I'm out Lamine saying, don't even worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop him. Let me one of for white women. I can't stop him. But what I am going to do is educate my son. And I'm going to show him men like this. I'm going to be like, listen to me. Listen to mama. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even put the bitch out on social media because they're going to say that I'm bullying her and that we're intimidating witnesses. I can't help you in that department. So you're going to need to cover your ass, sir. Okay? During these encounters until you get married. So all these encounters, you're going to need to keep a book, document, make them sign consent forms or whatever the you got to do like they did in order to save your ass, because I'm telling you, it's coming. They be coming. They be coming. Okay? Congratulations. I'm so glad that these men are free. Hopefully I'll be able to get them on the show. But let's get started with Mr. Tom Brady. He's sending out these thirst trap pictures. Where you at, Mr. Tom Brady? Where you at? He throwing them balls. Look at him throwing them balls. You better throw them balls. Hit them. What's the lyrics to throw them balls?
Throw them balls.
Throw them balls. Look, listen, this is what as a husband, if this man was married, we would have never ever saw a picture like this. You know why? Because his wife, he would have asked his wife, how does this look? And she would have gave him the realest advice ever. Baby, don't post that. There's nothing that's doing. First of all, I want you to take a look at Exhibit B. Okay, Exhibit A is at the top. Exhibit B is at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to go through we're going to take a little health class real quick, and we're going to go through the whole diaphragm. So when you see me kind of look over here, it's because I'm trying to see the picture myself too. So, but can you make it to where I can see the picture real easy? Is that okay? Because right now I'm having to Yeah. Give me 1 second, okay? Because I want you to take a look at the exhibit. All right. So, oh, there we go. Thank you. That's even better. I forgot that we had the double screens. Okay. Now, and no, I'm not pregnant. I'm just bloated. Okay. And my I need a new bra. This bra don't do shit for my titties. So, if you got big titties, you know when your titties is big and when the bra sit and then it push your stomach out. So now that my titties is too big for my bra, I look pregnant. So I got to go down to Nordstrom and get me a whole new bra, okay? So until then, I'm wearing the bra that's too little. There you go. See the difference? Okay, now, take a look at exhibit A. So, B, sorry. So this man has played football how many years? Chelsea, Google real quick. Google, hurry up. How many years has he played football? 30?
Hold on.
I just got to figure this out.
30? How somebody play 30 years?
He maybe started playing when he was 10. Maybe.
Damn, 20 seasons.
20 seasons, 20 years, okay? And not including the football that he played from a child. I don't see no muscle mass on this man, okay? His stomach sagging, his no muscle mass whatsoever, okay? I don't even see calf muscles. I don't see thigh muscles. I don't see a muscle, okay? And his hand should be holding it, not able to cover it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I know he's a quarterback, so he got a big hand. But even if he had a big hand, he's a very tall guy. And we don't see anything. You see anything? So as his wife, I was all big O. This is what I was all big O talking about, right? Is that I think I'm going to come out here and be the female Kevin Samuels to these men out here, okay? Because we don't want to see this shit. And if he had a wife and would have kept the wife and not made the wife go down there and file for a divorce just to get him to pay attention and prioritize his family, he wouldn't be on the internet right here trying to serve us deflated boss. Do you understand what I'm saying here? This is why old men need wives, because they do shit like this. Lord, I'm dizzy because I'm head lightheaded, just because I'm nervous. Y'all will see in a minute. Well, I'm nervous, okay? And no, I ain't pregnant. But yeah, somebody got to tell him. Now he gonna have all these young bitches in his DM, and they're gonna be like, post more. And next thing you know, you're gonna see him with a little young bitch that's barely 19, okay? Leonardo DiCaprio, we watching you. We watching you. We watching your ass. And it ain't on no movie, Leonardo DiCaprio. So be careful, Tasha K's watching you. Yeah, I see him. They barely turned 18. And so and next thing you know, you're going to have a little one that's barely 19, ass front, okay? Right beside him, thinking that shit cute. She just clout chasing off his ass, okay? Clout chasing off his ass. Gonna be wanting him around the clock, and he ain't got it in him no more. His bones hurt. Can't you look at this man and tell him that his bones hurt? Because that's all we see is bones. He don't have no muscle surrounding his bones. If he ain't got balls slipping out the side of his hand, no muscle. And it is all muscle. It is all muscle. Something's wrong here. Something's wrong. Giselle got that goddamn UFC in her right now. She ain't coming. She done. She done. Pull my titties up. All right, moving on. Don't forget, today we are offering on shoptkdeals.com the sea moss drops. This is something that everybody needs to have in their diet. It has 98% of the vitamins and minerals that the body needs daily. We have this in mango. We also have it in pineapple. It has 10,000 milligrams of Irish sea moss, the same sea moss that Dr. Sebi preached about, and the same sea moss that a lot of the health gurus preach about as well. It also has spirulina, which is very potent in vitamins and minerals as well. It has zinc, burdock root, and vitamin C, okay? Use the coupon code TK10 to get your sea moss drops. This is our mushroom Vitamix, okay? The T-cell, NK cell Vitamix, very potent. The reviews on the website say everything. This is used to help optimize T-cells, to help optimize natural killer cells, which kill off cancer cells in the body and things like that. It's been used in a ton of therapy. It's been in Chinese medicine for years, and people are raving about this. All you got to do is Google shiitake mushrooms. This is shiitake mushrooms along with turkey tail, some lion's mane, some cordyceps, all blended down. You can either cook with it, you can put it in your smoothies, you can drink it in water. Either way, you need this about twice a week. And if you're not down with the powder, we do have the gummies, all right, which has all of that in there. Shiitake mushrooms. It also has the reishi mushroom, has the chaga, it has the white button. And so all of this is condensed down into the mushroom extract complex. And also we have the mushroom 10X, okay? That's available as well on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10 to get 10% off of your first order. Don't forget, guys, we are featuring the Koji Cocoa Soap. This is something that I use to help even my skin tone, clear dark marks and things like that. This is available on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10, okay? Be careful about using it on your face. Yes, it will lighten the dark marks, but it will lighten your face as well. And you don't want to be out here looking like Nene Leaks, okay? This is the Koji Cocoa Soap. We have the sugar case. I am so in love with the body oils, and you guys are too, because you're emailing me about them. These are body oils infused with like glazed donut fragrances. We also have watermelon squeeze. We have, let me put this up. We have the watermelon squeeze. We also have the Georgia peach body oil, okay? I usually put these on when I get out of the shower, wet, let them soak into the skin while the pores are open. And then, of course, I carry a bottle around to touch up. It doesn't leak. And that's one thing that I like about this Black-owned body oil company is that they don't leak all in your purse. I could travel with these. They don't spill. I don't know where the hell she got these bottles from or the oils, but she's doing her thing. You can access the sugar case on my website. Use the coupon code TK10 to get 10% off your first order. And last but not least, we have our top seller, which are the Active 8 fasting drops. If you are really trying to fast, if you are really trying to suppress your appetite, the right way, the Active 8 fasting drops is the way that you need to go. The reviews on the website speak for themselves. If you're looking for appetite suppression, which means you have to start first thing in the morning, okay? And you put the drops in your body, you put a little water in your body, and you just do a water fast throughout the day. People are emailing me saying, hey, Tasha, they work better than any type of Ozempic or semaglutide that's out there. It just helps to settle the gas in the stomach, and the stomach tells the brain that you're not hungry no more, okay? And so the fasting drops are available on shoptkdeals.com. Use the coupon code TK10 and let me know how much weight you've lost personally using the Active drops, okay?